Hi everybody, Katie Taube coming to you from my first ever YouTube video. So first time I've ever done this, and with it being the new year, I thought today we would go over what I think are the top 5 New Year's resolutions. So before we get to what I think are the top 5 New Year's resolutions, I just want to let you know, since this is the first time I've done this, I want this YouTube channel to be a place where we create our own sort of community. I love social media because of the interaction it allows me to have with your viewers. And so here, coming to you from my home, I have the ability to talk about lots of different things. And so I'd love to hear your reactions and your ideas for different things that you think. So let's get to the point of today's video, which is what I think are the top 5 New Year's resolutions. All right, resolution number 1, the category that I consider when making New Year's resolutions is health. And generally, when you hear health, you think diet and exercise, which is what I'm talking about. But I'm not necessarily talking about making yourself look like a supermodel or anything like that. I'm talking about eating the things and exercising enough to make yourself feel better. I know, especially since having our boys, the days it feels like I have less and less time every day. But when I can carve out the time to get a workout in, those are the days I feel the best. If maybe I don't get a nap in the afternoon, it doesn't matter because I got my workout in the morning and I have that little extra energy that carries me through the day and it makes me a happier person. Resolution number 2 deals with finances. I know, dirty F word. But finances are important, whether you're single, married, kids, no kids. My husband's really good with the budget, and if you ask him, I am not. However, when he takes the time to set a budget and let me know what we can spend and where and what our goals are, again, when that's all written down before me, I keep it in the forefront of my mind, and it helps me maybe stay a little more under control when I'm out doing one of my favorite pastimes, shopping. And some important areas to consider when you're dealing with finance resolutions is when you make that personal budget or outline, don't just make it and then leave it and forget about it. You want to take a look at it every month, because if you're not telling your money where to go, then your money's running you, not you running it. So you want to tell your money where to go. And if you're having trouble making a budget or sticking to a budget, maybe in 2018 you can seek out a couple other ways to make a little extra money, whether it's a weekend part-time job or selling a few things on Craigslist or whatever you need to do. Just come up with some creative ideas to try and make that budget work. And that brings us to resolution number 3. I would consider when making New Year's resolutions is personal growth. And personal growth, I mean, it can be books that you're reading to help develop you as a leader. And maybe if you're not into reading books, podcasts and audiobooks are great ways. I know one book that I really like is called The Slight Edge. Take a look. It just basically talks about the concept of every little decision that you make is either helping you or hurting you. And if you're finding yourselves drugged down by the people you're hanging out with, or the people you're hanging out with aren't helping you get where you want to be, maybe take the time to seek out someone who can do that for you, whether it's a mentor or just seeking out some maybe new positive friends, whatever it is that will help you get to where you want to be. And resolution number 4, personal care. This is a little something special just for you, where you're not meeting or feeling like you have to meet the needs of everybody else, especially as a mom, but for anybody, whether you have kids or married or not. It's important to take a little time and make sure you do something for you. And one thing that's important to remember when you're thinking about these personal care resolutions is that saying no to something means saying yes to something else, or saying yes to something means saying no to something else, depending on how you want to look at it. We only have so much time. Make sure you use that time wisely and carve out a little bit of it, just a little bit of it, just for you. And number 5, last but not least, is trying something new. I think when you do something new, it stretches your comfort zone. And I think that's so important. I think it's great to be comfortable in your routines and what we're doing in our day-to-day lives, but I also think it's important to stretch our boundaries and to do something new, something that makes us a little uncomfortable. I know my husband and I like to try and do new things. We recently took a trip And we went hiking and hiked a mountain that we hadn't done before and picked a strenuous hill, and it was pretty strenuous, and we were maybe a little concerned at a time or two on the trail, but we made it, and now we have something that says, well, it was a little uncomfortable at the time, but now we have these awesome pictures and great memories to go along with it. So those are my 5 areas I consider when making New Year's resolutions. So if you liked what you saw, go ahead and click right down there and subscribe and leave a comment, because I'd love to know maybe what your resolutions are if you'd like to share those. I'm always looking for new ideas and things to consider. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. I'd love to hear from you there as well. And in the meantime, I will see you on Kansas Today.